Hey, I'm Chris Guns. Welcome back to Pro Boxing Insider Radio. I had the chance to catch up with super middleweight contender Will Rosinsky. He just signed to fight ex-middleweight champion Kelly Pavlik on July 7th. So I decided to check in with Will Rosinsky to see how he's feeling, getting ready for his biggest fight today with Kelly Pavlik. See what he had to say. Welcome, Will Rosinsky, getting ready for the biggest fight of your life so far. You're no slouch. This is going to be a tough fight for Kelly Pavlik, too. You had a great amateur career coming up in Ozone Park, New York, didn't you?
I did. And it's absolutely going to be the toughest fight, I guarantee it.
Yeah, describe growing up in Ozone Park.
It was a good living, middle-class type of guy, not a rough neighborhood. Went to Catholic school my whole life. I mean, I have no complaints.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of kid were you?
I was a little bit of a clown. Not a bad kid, but a clown. I had two older brothers. So I always knew they had my back, so I was never worried about anything, but I was a good kid.
Yeah. So would it be a competitive household? Were your brothers in boxing too, or?
No, actually they weren't. They weren't at all. My one older brother was into karate when we were younger, but he gave that up, and I was really the only fighter. Actually, one's a tattoo artist, and the other one was into hip hop. But one is still a tattoo artist, and I'm still fighting.
Mm-hmm. So who got you into boxing to begin with?
I think it was when I started doing karate when I was young, real young, like 8, 9, 10, 11, and I kind of got bored of it. And then once I got into high school, a friend pretty much got me into boxing. Just said, try it out. I figured I had some karate background. I'd give it a shot. And that's why I started a little late. I mean, I started fighting really when I was like 14, 15. I probably had my first fight was actually the day before my 18th birthday. So I was training for about 2 years before I had my first amateur fight, which is considered late, 18 years old.
Yeah. So you started competing at 18?
Yeah, I started. My first amateur fight was pretty much when I was 18 years old.
Wow, man. And your total amateur record was what? What was it?
85 and 12.
Wow. And how many times did you win the New York Gold Gloves? Was it 4 times?
Yeah, 4 times I won the Gold Glove. But I did lose it twice. I lost it in the first 2 years in the novice class, and I came back in the open division and won it 4 years in a row.
Wow. And tell me about who you had to fight in some of those tournaments. Was there any names we'd recognize? No names you recognize. I mean, I fought some national, on the national level, I fought some tough guys like Christopher Downs, the guy, he actually made the Olympic team. Cedric Agnew, that's a pro now. I forget names, man. Kid I beat in the finals at the U.S. Championships. All kids that are doing well as pros. I fought in the amateurs and on the national level. Yeah. How important do you think it is to have a good, sound amateur career when it comes to pro boxing?
You know what? It gives you a taste of a lot of different styles. But when it comes to the pros, you handpick your opponents more rather than fighting whoever's up next. I mean, in the amateurs, you get bracketed and you have to go out there and fight whoever it is. Some of those guys might become world champions. Some of them may not. But when you're an amateur, you really have no choice. You got to get out there and fight and not worry about how good or bad they are. You really don't get to pick. You don't really have much of a choice. So it mans you up a little bit in amateurs.
Yeah, you were the 2005 U.S. amateur champion at light heavyweight. How'd that feel, winning that one?
Oh, it was the best thing ever, and mainly because I was a big underdog. Nobody knew who I was. I only had about 15 amateur fights at that point. Mostly novice class, and I came in. I mean, they had the magazine with all the top guys in each weight class. I was nowhere to be found. And I think once I started winning, I started making a lot of noise. So it was a great feeling, just being the underdog in that tournament, and then kind of coming out of nowhere and beating a lot of tough guys.
Yeah. Did you have Olympic hopes?
I did. I won the right tournament, but the wrong year.
Mm-hmm.
I fought in the U.S. Championships in 2007 for the 08 Olympics, and I came up short. But that's boxing. Mm-hmm. You take your wins with your losses. You keep moving forward.
It's like a more macho sport than most sports. So a lot of people really hate losing in boxing, but it's a sport. You got to have a winner. You got to have a loser. Can't win them all, Will.
Absolutely.
And how'd you feel when you did miss out? Were you kind of devastated?
Yeah, I was, because it was a kid I forget the kid's name, but it was a kid I should have beaten. You know, I felt I did lose a fight. I didn't get robbed or anything like that, but it was just a bad night to have a bad night, and it happens in boxing. Not every day's a good day. But, you know, you got to, like I said, you got to take the wins with the losses and keep going.
Yeah, you got a chance to travel though. A lot of people don't. Where's some of the best places you got to see as an amateur boxer?
I've been to China. I've been to Hungary. I've been to Russia. That was all good experiences, man. And I was the captain of the USA team, which was cool for most of those tournaments. You know, and I had a lot of good times, a lot of good memories, a lot of good guys.
Yeah, and then you decided to put it in your rear view and you turned pro. What do you remember about your first opponent? Do you remember who it was and where and what the result was?
Yeah, it was Valentin Fortinelli from, I forget where he was from. I fought him at BB King's on a DeBella card. He was like 1-4, you know, but I just had the nerves of not having a headgear no more, having the smaller gloves. You don't know what to expect, you know. So you take baby steps in the beginning. And I knocked him out in the first round. Hit him with some nice body shots, and then ended up upstairs. So that was a good win for me. But you know, now I'm here, so that's even more important.
Yeah, and so far the biggest fight of your life came against Edwin Rodriguez, and you knew him well from the amateur days too. What was it like when you found out you had to fight Edwin, and what did you think about your friend Ed?
You know what? I had a lot of respect for him because I know Edwin very well from the amateurs. We were actually roommates. You know, me, him, Demetrius Andrade, we all got along, and you know, because we were all from the northeastern region, so we always seen each other. You know, we got along very well. I respect him as a person, as a fighter, and and he was doing good as a pro, and he's still doing good as a pro. I knew I was in for a tough fight. I knew I was in for a tough night. I knew he had some boxing skills. I knew he had, some pop. But it's boxing, and I'm not here to duck people. I want to fight the best guys, or at least make my way up to fighting the best guys. I don't want to sit in club shows my whole career and fight guys with losing records and things like that. I want to make a statement. I'm not here to fight 100 fights in little club shows in New York either. I want to be more on a world level. So that was my first opportunity, and now this is my next.
Yeah, and I feel so fortunate to have been there, man. That was a great fight. I know that they gave him like every single round, but I know it was way closer than that.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a very competitive fight. I'm not taking nothing away from him. He don't judge the fights, so can't be mad at him. But again, that's boxing. What are you gonna do? I gotta look past that now because now I'm in a big position.
Yeah. And did you fight him any differently, being the fact that you guys were friends? Do you feel like you had as much want to get him?
Yeah, absolutely, because I had a big point to prove. It was my first TV date, big TV date. That whole friends thing goes out the window, and I'm sure it did for him too. Once you fight, because now it's do or die with your career. One loss, even though it's one loss, you have a 1 in the L record. It sets you back a little bit, and neither one of us wanted to get set back. So, we're both fighting our hearts out for that, to keep that win column and that loss column neat.
Yeah. Did you realize what a brutal war it was when you were in the fight? Because it looked brutal from ringside.
Yeah, you know what? It didn't. I mean, I felt like I was chasing him more, and he was trying to box me, which he was, but there was a lot of inside fighting, And I honestly didn't realize how much there was a lot of inside fighting until I actually sat down and watched the fight.
And how'd you feel just seeing your record and it doesn't have that O on it anymore? Did it do something to you?
Yeah, it hurts a little bit, but it drives you. It makes you drive even harder to prove that one doesn't belong there, because once if I start beating good guys, for example, Kelly Pavlik, that one gets smaller in my eyes, because people saw that fight, people had their own opinions on the fight, whether I won, lost, a draw, got killed, thought it was close, whatever they think. Everyone has their own opinion, which is good, because it wasn't like I just got whooped for 10 rounds, and now it's like, oh, he got that loss. It's a shady loss simply because a lot of people feel that scoring was ridiculous, and a win against Kelly Pavlik puts me in a very, very good position, and that one seems like nothing at this point.
Yeah. Did you talk to Edwin Rodriguez at all since that fight?
No, I haven't.
No. And how did you hear that you were even in the Kelly Pavlik sweepstakes?
Well, I told my advisor, Keith Conley, I told him, I said, after he fought on June 8th, he fought Scott Sigmund. Scott Sigmund was there for the payday, I feel. And Pavlik didn't capitalize on his ability, meaning the old Kelly Pavlik would have put him out in 1 or 2 rounds, easy, real easy, no matter how much a kid like that could take a punch. And I just didn't see the same Kelly Pavlik. And I know he's trying to rebuild his career, and I understand that. But I told my advisor, I said, I want to fight Kelly Pavlik soon, because I think it's a good fight for me, and it's a fight I could definitely win, and he's a name, because he was obviously a champ, and he had an awesome career. After the Adam Pryor fight, the next day when the Brandon Rios fight fell out, my advisor called me and said, "You're getting what you want." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "What do you think about fighting Kelly Pavlik in 3 weeks?" Now the monkey wrench in that whole equation was 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. I said, "You know what? I really didn't take no real punches this last fight yesterday. There's no cuts, there's no there was cuts, it wouldn't matter anyway, but there's no cuts, there's no bruises. I feel fine. I didn't even feel like I was going to fight. It almost felt like a sparring match. I said, you know what? I'm ready. I'm all weight already. I feel good. I might as well take it. It's an opportunity I can't refuse. It's an HBO card against a former world champion that's trying to make his way back up. How can I say no to that fight?
Yeah.
It'd be ridiculous.
Yeah. And if you're a fighter, you got to respect Kelly when he's at his best. How do you plan to fight him? Do you have a plan yet?
I do. A boxing and brawling. My main thing is controlling the pace. Mm-hmm. I realized, and even when he was at his best, because I don't think he's at his best now. If you let him control the pace, you're in for a problem, because he keeps the right distance, and he'll throw that big right hand. I think his right hand is his best punch, although he's probably got power in both hands at 160, not at 168. And it's all about, for me, we've been working on just controlling the pace. And, come fight night, it's basically, I got to adapt and see where I'm going with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And are you going to train in the same place and the same way for Kelly, or are you doing anything new? This is a big fight.
No, I train for everyone the same, whether it's Edwin, Kelly Pavlik, or a 10-year-old. I'm going to train for them the same, like that. They're ready to fight hard. So, I'm ready. I'm ready for 10 rounds, easy, no problem. Whether he presses me or tries to box, I think I'm going to give him, or I know I'm going to give him a lot more than a lot of people expect. And a lot of people are comparing me to Scott Sigmund, which is almost an insult, but I don't mind, because that means everyone's looking past me. So, being the underdog, I don't mind. After the Edwin fight, I'm kind of used to it. And I'm looking to shock a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you could stop him, or are you looking more at just winning a decision?
I'm just looking to win, man. If the stoppage comes, that would be awesome. If it doesn't, it's okay. I don't predict nothing, and I don't look for knockouts. Mm-hmm. So, but if I see it, of course I'm going to jump on it as he would, and I'm ready to fight 10 rounds.
Yeah. And is there any added nerves, the fact that the fight's going to be on HBO?
You know what? The day of, possibly. I don't know. I feel good now. I feel in shape. I guess I haven't thought that far yet. Maybe when I hit California on July 1st, it might become more of a reality. But, at the end of the day, when the lights dim and the whole ring is bright, you can't even tell where you are anyway, whether there's the camera there or not. You're there to perform. So,
yeah.
I don't think there should be. I'm pretty confident with my ability. So.
Well, Rosinsky, you got a lot of fans off that Edwin Rodriguez fight. What do you say to them all who are rooting for you in this Kelly Pavlik fight?
I appreciate all of you. I love the love that everyone's given me. I'm looking to perform awesome, July 7th. I'm looking to shock a lot of people, and I'm looking to answer the question that everyone seems to be asking, which is, who is Will Rosinsky? Because a lot of people don't know on a national level, or in the the boxing that saw the fight on Showtime. But now it's a bigger, broader audience. I hope to prove who Will Rosinsky is, who I am.
Yeah, I can tell Will Rosinsky believes what he says. I know you're gonna give it 110%. It's gonna be a great fight. I know you won't disappoint, man. Good luck. Appreciate it.
You appreciate it.
All right, I'll talk to you after the fight, man. Take it easy. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. There you have it. Super middleweight contender Will Rosinsky sounded pretty confident about to fight the Ghost. Maybe too confident to be fighting a Ghost, if you ask me. No, but you do have to be confident, and he has an abundance of it. So I can't wait to see that fight take place. I know he's not going to disappoint. He's going to give it his all. Thanks for joining me on this interview. And follow me on Twitter at Chris2Guns. Thank you.